Hey everybody, this is my 10-gallon office tank, and as I was sitting here this morning I noticed a dripping sound coming from the corner of the room. This tank normally doesn't get turned on until around lunchtime. I call this my office just because it's got our computer and we keep our banking stuff in here and so on and so forth, but this is also where I sit in front of the computer, sit in front of the TV. And so I'm in here late at night. This is the last thing I'm doing before I go to bed at night. So the tank gets turned off late at night, and therefore I usually don't turn it on until late in the afternoon. So it only gets about a 10 or 12 hour light cycle every day. But today I noticed a dripping noise, and when I looked over I can see the water level is considerably low. And I don't know how well you can see it. I've got sitting on a faux roll top desk here, and can you see those dark spots? That's all water. This runner that's sitting on top of here is soaking wet, and I've got water dripping down off of it, and I don't know where it's coming from. I've felt around the tank. I've got no wet spots around the seams. Sometimes if the filter gets really clogged up and it starts sort of backing up, occasionally you'll get a little drips of water that might sort of splash and curl out the lip a little bit and drip down the back. I'm getting none of that. The filter's bone dry. The seams on the corners are all bone dry. The only thing I can think is that the glass in the bottom has cracked, or that the seam has cracked. I did have a tank in my bathroom downstairs. I know that sounds odd, but it was just a quarantine tank I had sitting in my shower stall down there. I just kept running. It was just easy to maintain with it sitting in the shower stall like that. I could do, pretty much instant water changes. And that always leaked water, and I never knew where it was coming from on that tank either. So it started getting pretty bad, and I finally just went ahead and dumped the tank out since there was no fish in it, and the entire bottom piece of glass was cracked all the way across. And even with that big of a crack, it was only losing about a quart of water a day. It took maybe 3-4 days before I had to put a whole gallon in it. So don't know how the bottom of that tank got cracked after all that time, but I'm wondering if the bottom of this tank's not doing the exact same thing, because I'm not getting a lot of leaking. It's just a slow, steady drip. In fact, it's so slow that I'm standing here letting it drip while I shoot this video, because I'm not that worried about it. I am going to have to get to cleaning this up here in a minute, but I always like to get anything interesting or new on video and document it as I go. So this is my oldest established tank. You can see it's even got the sticky background on there. That's back when I kind of just assumed you had to put sticky backgrounds on the backs of fish tanks, because that's just what you did. So that's how old this tank is. This is my very first 10-gallon tank I ever set up and started my whole journey. Well, this was really the starting gun. I'd already had a smaller tank, and when I bought this one, that was when, it was like the starting gun going off for me, going crazy on buying all the fish and fish tanks and so on and so forth. So today's project is going to be working on this tank, whether I want it to be or not. Now, I do have an empty 20 long in the basement sitting down there, and I've got a little extra space and width right there, so I'm almost wondering if I can't get away with putting a 20 long up here. I don't know if that would be advisable for weight-wise on top of this piece of furniture. I'm not really sure what it's weighted for, or rated for weight-wise, but we'll have to see. And I don't know if you can see that little picture right there. That's me at 6 years old wearing my Star Wars shirt. Changed my life. Anyway, back to the aquarium at hand here. Yeah, I'm going to go get started on that. I'm going to do a water change, drain as much water out of here as I can, start getting that 20 long cleaned up. If not, maybe I'll run out to the store and grab another 10-gallon real quick and at least replace this. So make sure you're subscribed, and that way you won't miss anything else I got coming up. I will be doing some updates and show you what I do with this tank when I'm done. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.